You're probably very well acquainted with the mint julep if you've ever been to a Kentucky Derby party. And if you've been to more than one Kentucky Derby party, you've probably noticed that those mint juleps tend to vary quite a great deal in terms of quality. I'm going to show you how to make an amazing mint julep, and the key, as is with all things cocktail, is fresh ingredients. So that means fresh mint. None of this mint flavored mix, none of that stuff. You want fresh, real mint. The fresher the better. So I already picked about, I don't know, 10 to 12 leaves, a pinch, a bunch of mint. We're going to put this into our silver-plated julep cup. This is a traditional julep cup back, 19th century. I mean, it wasn't made in the 19th century, but it's a replica of that. You can use a rocks glass or, any short glass you have around, but if you happen to get your hands on one of these, do it. Okay, so we've got our mint. All we need to make a mint julep is sugar, bourbon, and ice. That's it, no citrus. So since there's no citrus, we want to make sure that there's not too much sugar. So here's our simple syrup, 1-to-1 sugar to water. I'm going to do about half an ounce on my small jigger. And now we're going to muddle the mint. Now, muddling does not mean pulverizing, especially with mint. This stuff's really delicate. You don't have to go too hard. And all you need to do is just gently press the mint. You're not trying to crush it, you're just trying to extract the oils. And you'll know that you've done your work, but when you can, so good. Probably even need to tell you what it smells like. But when you can really smell that fresh mint, you know you've muddled it enough. If it starts to smell kind of grassy, that means you've muddled it too hard and released all those bitter tannins, which you don't want. So gently muddle the mint. And now we're going to do 2 ounces of bourbon. And since there's so few ingredients in this cocktail, I would go with a higher quality bourbon. This drink is really potent. I'm going to do 2.5 ounces. I just decided that you don't need to skimp on the booze. Again, quality ingredients make quality cocktails. The last thing we need is our ice. And ice is almost more important in a mint julep than it is with other cocktails. Because if you've seen those mint juleps that kind of look like snow cones with the crushed ice, if you happen to be able to get your hands on one of these, this is a hand crank, an old school hand crank ice crusher. It'll make perfect little pellets of ice. I am lucky enough to get my hands on one. You can get them for $30 on eBay, and it's totally worth it. A little extra effort, but you'll be relaxing in a minute, so you can afford to exercise those biceps a little bit. Okay. Now, if you don't have one of these, which I suspect that you don't, it's fine just to use, smaller ice. You just don't want anything too big, because the smaller the ice is, the faster it will melt, the colder the drink will get, and the more dilution you're going to get. This drink is so potent that a little dilution is good, because it'll be too strong otherwise. Or you can always just, use a spoon and crack the ice in your hand to make it small. But a little more effort. See that? Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm just going to take a bar spoon and gently mix this so it gets all integrated. And you see that frost developing on the glass there? That's what you want. And that's all you need to do. There's no shaking or stirring, so it makes that extra effort worth it with the hand crank juicer. Okay, now for the garnish. If you've got extra mint around, or maybe a mint in the garden or something, you can't skimp on it. Get a nice 2 big sprigs and jam them in there. And this drink definitely needs a straw. There you go. The perfect mint julep.